and Temp brought to you by Bueller Air and Plumbing. Stay cooler with Bueller.
1010XL is presented by Farah and Farah, exclusive injury law firm of the Jacksonville Jaguars. Protecting you and your family. Call 396-5555. Jacksonville.
Attention.
They are not ready for prime time.
Prime time.
Prime time.
Prime time. That's the name.
Prime time.
Prime time.
What time is it? Showtime. Prime time.
It's XL Prime Time. Featuring Joe C.
I would clean that bone about as good as anything.
Matt Hayes.
The guys they had last year, terrible.
And Leon Searcy.
Mama know that when you get to camp, you ain't gonna see a lot of Big Daddy.
How you like me now?
Big Daddy's here. Our head coach is here. Maddie's here. We're all ready to go. JJ still pushed down the producer timeline board-wise for the other shows, and RJ pulling double duty. RJ, you've been in here since Jaguars Today, correct?
Yes.
All right. So you are cranking. You're with us today, and Coach came in to pay off a bet.
He did.
Today.
It was delicious.
Yeah.
Appreciate you, Coach.
Yeah.
It was.
Round of applause for Coach Campo.
Absolutely.
And Tony Dees, because he paid off his bet, and he's admitted it. He goes, I make these bets with you guys all the time. I don't know what in the world I'm betting on, which was, in this case, the United States Open.
It's kind of fun. It finally caught up to me.
You've been holding off defeat for a while, so I give you a lot of credit.
Now, what's that kind of pizza called, Coach?
It's called grandmother's pizza.
Grandmother's pizza. Okay, it was delicious. Absolutely.
Go to Tony D's. That's the best pizza house in town.
The cheese, the sauce, the bread is fresh.
Absolutely.
Love it. Absolutely.
We said it in the pre-show that there isn't too much that'll pull me away from just straight pepperoni and sausage, because it's just kind of like a mandate. You have to have it. But that is out. That will make
that's some kind of delicious.
Yes. And he got him some garlic knots and everything else. All right, so we're ready to crank. We're going to talk some Jaguar ball today, a little bit while Coach is here, but then also some college sports and these programs that are dominating more than one sport in college, not just a college football university, not just a college basketball university or a baseball university. There's some numbers that are pretty impressive that we will jump into today. But Coach and I did our live show earlier today on the stream, Campo and Joe, and we were talking about Travis Hunter. Obviously, what can he do? We didn't necessarily project some numbers. I think you projected numbers last week, Leon, about if you were in that kind of that what-if possibility. What did you have?
I had him at 75, 13, 50, and 10.
Okay, that's pretty damn good. Okay, and now that was BTJ that you had.
BTJ,
that.
Yeah. And
then Travis Hunter on the defensive side.
I had Travis with five interceptions and 2 return for touchdowns.
Yeah, so that would be massive.
Yeah, it would.
Massive. And so when Travis Hunter comes in and he's now DB wide receiver, it's still fun to project what we think he can do on both sides of the ball. But we kind of got into a conversation in the pre-show and a little bit on the Campo and Joe show about how much better can this receiving core be regarded if he does do some of the stuff that everyone is dreaming in Duval that he can do. How much can this wide receiving core from around the rest of the National Football League be viewed?
Well, I mean, I think that they'll be able to elevate each other. I mean, because we know BTJ he's a definite number one. He's going to create opportunities because more than likely you got to roll the coverage over to him. That means Travis Hunter, when he's one-on-one, he's got to win those battles. De'Ami Brown the same way. But if Travis Hunter gets going and you got to bring down someone to get him, then you open up some opportunities. So I think they'll be able to elevate each other. Just depends on how productive they are at the wide receiver position.
Well, that's the whole team. I mean, it depends on what everybody does and does their job. The thing that excites me is I don't know what he's going to do when the pads come on, but I've seen him play in pads. Different. It's college football. It's not the pros. Okay, I understand that. But that guy, we've seen him make great catches. We've seen him accelerate out of breaks. Those combinations right there, you got to say, hey, look, this guy is a pretty good number 2. We'll see what happens. I know one thing. If he catches the ball in a certain area, the team's going to have a hard time catching him. He's a little bit like Hill, Tyreek.
Yeah.
You catch a ball, you better look out. You better be around it. And he accelerates so much off of his cuts, that I think he's a natural over there. And then Diami Brown, if you watch the 2 playoff games, I mean, he's got a lot too. Now he's got great speed. He's got ability to catch the football, and he's proven it on the NFL level in those games.
That's what it boils down to, is getting these guys to all come together, and the trigger man's got to be the trigger man. So he's got to be able to distribute the football. They need to be able to make the most of it. But when you start looking at the obvious duos at the top of the NFL, you'd be hard-pressed not to take an A.J. Brown and a Devonta Smith. You'd be hard-pressed not to take a Jamar Chase and T. Higgins. Throw in Justin Jefferson and Jordan Addison, and you're starting to look at some really killer combos. A healthy Chris Godwin with Mike Evans when things were rolling down in Tampa Town, pretty damn good. And so this football team, you can take a look at many others, and we'll jump into all of them. But that's what's at stake right now.
It is, but there's so much else that has to happen. That's the one thing that gives me pause. There's so much else within the framework of what they're trying to get done right now that has to happen.
Yeah.
And Coach mentioned Diami Brown, and I agree with you. He made a couple of big plays in the playoffs. He had 30 catches last year.
Yeah.
You're not talking about a guy. You're not talking about a guy that's set the NFL world on fire.
No.
And then Travis Hunter's got a ton of ability, no doubt about that. He's also going to be a rookie. He's also 185 pounds.
$188 is what they have him out.
I mean,
and size-wise,
he's got to stay healthy.
Yeah, believe it or not, Devonta Smith came in as spindlier, okay, a little skinnier, more of a stick figure. Devonta was 6'1", 175, something like that. T. Hunter's probably 6'1", 6'2", $188. So actually carrying a little more weight.
Is he that tall?
Yeah, I'd probably say 6'1".
I'd say 6'1",
Devonta maybe 6
sure.
feet.
Okay.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah, probably 6'1".
It's all that I just said.
Yeah.
Then it's what in the world happens on the offensive line.
Yeah.
Then it's what in the world happens at quarterback. Is your guy finally going to develop? So I don't think it's just as simple as saying, all right, now you got Brian Thomas Jr. out there, who clearly is one of the best receivers in the league. Mm-hmm. Now that you've got Travis Hunter out there, now all of a sudden you've got a legit threat out there. There's so much that still has to be done. That's the way I look at it.
Yeah.
And I know July Joe is a beloved figure
We're
on
a
this,
week away.
not only on this radio station but in this specifically this show. I gotta just hesitate just for a bit, man.
Oh yeah,
just for a bit.
I think a lot of the stuff that other than you, Matt, a lot of the stuff that comes out is positive.
I'm not trying to be negative.
You are not negative.
I'm trying to be
kidding.
like realistic is what I'm
You
trying
are
to be.
realistic, and I'll tell you what. There's a lot of people that don't like to look at real. You know, unfortunately.
Well, reality is a perception
Yeah.
based upon who's watching.
Yeah.
yeah. And look,
Okay, you go join July Joe over there.
I'm just saying.
hey, he's been an off-season optimist.
Thank you
this
very
year.
much, Joe.
Yeah,
Appreciate
he's coming
it.
along, which I
And
love.
then by like
I'm
week,
in the
and
deep
then by
end.
like week 5, he looks at me and goes,
Yeah.
"Bro, this is gonna be a long."
Yeah, I know. I'm on the deep end right now.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm away from the shallow end of the pool.
Well, it is funny because whenever we kind of tear into the idea, especially coming out of minicamp, and the further away you get from that, the further along you get closer to training camp, you're probably going to say, hey, this team does have the makings if they can bring it all together. Just think of the teams that we have seen that have had it all. A lot of them do start with a great line of scrimmage. They don't all start with a great line of scrimmage. See Cincinnati, because they've been able to do it. And they lost a good runner in Joe Mixon. And even though they didn't have a very good run or offensive line blocking for him, they still got decent run play out of Chase Brown. But that's because everyone respects the hell out of Jamar and T, and Burrow gets the ball out.
You asked me in the show, what do I see of this team?
Mm-hmm.
My answer is I see progress. Now, that's positiveness. I understand that. But when you look at overall the coaching staff, the energy, all those things combined, and I'll tell you, I saw one fantasy deal, and believe me, guys, I don't play fantasy football. I don't know anything about it. But I saw one fantasy thing that had, and it's one bunch of people's opinion,
Right.
had the Jaguars with the 16th best receiver core the entire group in the NFL. Well, 16, everybody says, well, that's average. Yeah, it is average. But guess what? There's 16 teams that they feel don't have the 16 underneath them. Somewhere along the line, you got to say, okay, PTJ is a guy, if they get the ball to him, he's going to make something happen. Hunter, if they get the ball to him, he's going to make something happen. Diami Brown has proved that he can make something happen. And we've seen Parker Washington make some really pretty good plays. So when you add the tight end to that, if he does what he's supposed to do, it's all what you just said, though. It's all, everything has to come together. There's no question about it.
Yeah, you could see, you could say a lot, you got to see a lot. And that's, we need to go from a say world to a see world. And when that happens, then you're going to say, okay, all of a sudden this is the direction, the belief, the install, all that stuff. The way that line is going to be blocking is going to be totally different, largely different than what we've seen before. We won't know for sure if that's going to work until we get.
Well, it's different variables. I mean, I agree with Matt. It's different variables. First of all, your wide receiver core, they've got to get open. They got to be able to beat press. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Your offensive line's got to give the quarterback time. The quarterback's got to throw with precision. You know, he's got to go through his progressions and get the ball there on time. So I mean, those three prongs right there have all got to be in place to have the kind of successful offense that you want.
You know what else too, and I think this cannot be overstated. There's no more 3rd and 4, 3rd and 5, and Evan Ingram's right there for you, Trev. Go ahead.
Yeah.
There's no more of that anymore. The Brent Strange is not that type of guy. So
he's capable of it. We just don't know if he can.
I mean the type of guy that can flex out and beat individual
not
coverage.
As fast.
He's not that guy.
Yeah.
So that was a big deal for Trevor the last few years of, all right, it's 3rd and short or 3rd and medium, and I got to find somebody.
Right.
He's looking at Ingram.
Right. I looked to Fred Taylor. I heard him talking on one of the shows earlier
on the drill
in the week. Yeah. And he made the comment, they asked him, which running backs stick out to you, and he kind of pushed himself away. He said, this guy or that guy was a better receiver than I am. No, they weren't. It's if you get the ball to the people, just like you're talking about. ETN is a threat in the passing game.
Yeah.
So you could add him to that core. If they get him the ball, if they want to get him the ball, is he
in the screen game? You mean?
No, he can run routes,
or just out of the backfield,
or leave him out there and run something. I saw one of the things I've seen is a lot more with him flanked, and then come back in. So they're checking man zone, doing all those kind of things. Well, that doesn't say that they can't just leave him out there and run a route. Fred said, "Well, the one thing I could do, I had good hands, but I could run a route." Mm-hmm. That's what Fred said. Mm-hmm. And I'm thinking to myself, well, maybe that's the guy. Maybe that's his role this year, is maybe to take the place of Ingram in a different way. Mm. You know what I mean? Yeah. Get him the football in open space. Let him do something.
Yeah, because he's auditioning. Yeah. This is his contract year. And if he can show some versatility to where you can motion him out and he's one-on-one with whoever it is and he can make plays, his street value goes up.
Yeah. Yeah. Exactly.
And all these guys know, and it's funny, the way things have fallen, there's some key contract years for guys that are either going to be re-signed or already know they're going to go somewhere else, all those guys. And it could be the Lloyds, the Trayvons, the ETNs. You can go down the line with those types of guys. All right, so you guys jump in, 6'4", 110-10. What would it take for this team to move up wide receiving core-wise in the upper echelon of the National Football League? 6'4", 110-10. Hit the text line designed by Lifetime Enclosures. Jump in the YouTube chat. We got to bring up some college ball as well, and we'll tell you what we're talking about coming up on XL Primetime.
Because you're not the only car on I-95.
Look, I need a spacecraft, something that can travel 300 times the speed of light.
It's the Frangie Show.
Seatbelts.
Afternoons on 1010XL.
Just when you thought we couldn't bring you more, Keon Atlantic is here with a brand new store. We have the same great team to treat you well. With new savings during our grand opening sale. Keon Atlantic is here with the new store. Shop our best offers and largest selection yet. Save big during our grand opening sale. Is there something for everyone on our lot? You bet. If you're ready to experience something new, the all-new Keon Atlantic is ready for you. Your perfect ride is a visit away. Online at KeonAtlantic.com. Keon Atlantic, your coastal Kia connection.
Jacksonville. I'm sure by now you've seen our bright green GFL trucks and containers throughout the greater Jacksonville area. We are an industry leader in solid waste and would love the opportunity to earn your business. We are committed to customer service, reliability, and have unwavering focus on safety. Whether commercial or construction, let us haul your waste away. Call 904-760-5880 to get a quote today. GFL, green for life.
I've been having knee problems for probably 6 months, and my knee was getting worse, and I had heard about Southeast Orthopedics on the radio, and I gave them a call. They got me right in. Dr. Kevin Murphy did it. It was painless, and it's been doing fantastic. This is Patrick Malarkey, and I highly recommend Southeast Orthopedic Specialists.
Relieve pain and get back to life. Southeast Orthopedic Specialists.
Mia here for Closets by Design. It's been a few months since they built my custom closet, and you know how much I love it. My family is obsessed. With summer here, why not finally create that custom garage workspace you and your dad want? Think tool storage, workbenches, a place for everything to go. Closets by Design creates custom solutions for every space, lifestyle, and budget. That includes all you guys. Call to schedule your free in-home consultation and receive 40% off plus an additional 15% off. ClosetsByDesign.com.
Hacker here. Y'all know I needed to do something about my weight. When I saw Matt and Mike eating to lose weight, I figured that could probably work for me. And it did. Just look at me now. If you need a weight loss plan that works, visit Awaken180weightloss.com.
What's the weekend in sports look like? I'm 1010XL's Dan Hicken, and I'll give you my takes and weekend updates on YouTube and Facebook. Musings with the media mogul. That's right, motivated by Tucker Equipment Rentals in Neptune Beach.
Maxed out on credit cards, struggling with high interest debt? You could pay it all off in days with Loan Pronto's Rapid Equity Loan. Hey, it's Prosser here. Get cash out now without touching your low-rate first mortgage. No appraisals, no waiting, no BS. The Rapid Equity Loan Program at Loan Pronto is amazing. One Loan Pronto client just got $300,000 approved in under 24 hours. They paid off debt, renovated their kitchen, and cut their monthly expenses by $1,800. That's a huge turnaround. Instant approvals, low rates, no hard credit pull up front. That's Loan Pronto. Listen, your home equity is yours. Use it. Get cash to consolidate your debt down to one easy, low monthly payment. Call Loan Pronto now for a free instant appraisal for your home and see how much cash you can get today. Loan Pronto is an A+ rated by the Better Business Bureau and have nearly 2,500 five-star Google reviews. Call now and start the conversation. Go to loanpronto.com or call 999-1508. That's loanpronto.com.
I'm with Greg from Cycles of Jacksonville, and Triumph has been a legend on-road. They've branched out to their off-road division as well. Give us the latest on what you can find on the asphalt.
They've got some great new products. They've got the Scrambler 400s you can get into for a little less than you might think. It's a great price point bike, but still a Triumph.
So affordability is also part of the equation.
It is, and it looks good, and it rides good.
CyclesofJacksonville.com, or check them out on their Facebook page. The showroom ready and waiting for you on Atlantic near Regency at Cycles of Jacksonville.
Been in a car crash? I'm local attorney Rick Alexander, and I've made it our mission at the Alexander Law Practice to listen to you so I can fight for the best possible result for you. I've been practicing over 30 years, and our team focuses on guiding you through the entire process. And because fees and reimbursement costs come out at the end of the case, I will never ask you to come out of pocket. For a free review, call 904-400-6600 or log on to alexanderlawpractice.com, Jacksonville.
It's tune-up time, and Florida Home AC, the official AC partner of the Jaguars, wants to partner with you for a cool summer season. Tune up your AC unit right now so it's running at peak performance when you need it most. Just call 777-4300 and order a tune-up for just $59. Keep your unit humming at optimal level. Log on to FloridaHomeAC.com and take advantage of their savings. Keep cool with Florida Home AC. That's 777-4300.
It's hurricane season. Protect your home with 904 Gutters with a Z. That's right. Z as in zone defense for your home. Water damage hits hard. 904 Gutters with a Z hits back harder. Search 904 Gutters with a Z and make the right call.
North Florida is growing with lots of new families joining our community. If you're one of them making the move here, your next move should be a call to American Electrical to create the best home automation system, enhancing your living experience. There are many ways your life can be made easier through smart home technology, voice-activated systems, automated lighting, total house temperature control. With American Electrical, they've got everything you need to automate your home and make it your true oasis. Check out American-Electrical.com, powered by professionalism and raising the excellence bar.
1010XL is presented by Farah and Farah, exclusive injury law firm of the Jacksonville Jaguars. Protecting you and your family. Call 396-5555. Jacksonville. That just happened. Brought to you by Florida Home AC, the official air conditioning partner of the Jacksonville Jaguars.
Well, fellas, I wanted to share this news with you. This is a celebratory day for a big fella.
Nice.
This goes to all the men who've ever been married and divorced. When you write your last alimony check. That's me. Thank you. It's done.
Oh, my goodness.
It's done. When I heard the news, I almost did a cartwheel in my bed.
Oh, heck yes.
I'm free.
That's gigantic.
I'm free, bro.
No
more tinkering into the checks, the savings, the pensions. I'm all free.
All right,
That's
I don't
beautiful.
Mind,
wow.
I don't mind
Congratulations.
taking Big Sursa's joy and turn it into a topic on the text line. If you have written them or are still writing them, or you
bro, they're
finally
brutal.
are done, what
They're
was it
brutal,
like?
bro. I'm telling you.
Yeah, let us know.
It happened to me.
No, Coach.
A long time ago.
Coach, listen. I got divorced in 2001, and I'm just now paying off.
Isn't that unbelievable?
I feel good though, bro. It was a long journey.
Man, that was one deep sigh right there.
It was, bro. Long journey, bro.
Man, and you could see the joy in his face.
Oh, absolutely.
Oh, yeah.
I'm in Whoville now.
No doubt about it. Oh,
my coins are free.
That is wild.
So it was today when it happened, the last one.
It was actually yesterday.
How good did you sleep last night?
Oh my goodness.
Uninterrupted.
I
like
might
6-7
have
hours.
tapped into a little brown water after.
Oh, I'm sure you did.
It put me to sleep. It put me to sleep.
If you could sleep and you don't care where your wallet is now.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay?
That part right there. Yeah.
That is awesome.
It is a beautiful thing.
All right, let us know. 641-1010. You can jump in on that.
Solid. Love that.
All right, a couple off the text line that are talking about the Jags and what we just talked about, and then we'll get to some of the college chatter. Evan Ingram was great at getting 3 yards on third down. The problem is it
needed 4.
it was starting in 5. Evan Ingram is not getting replaced by Brenton Strange. He's being replaced with De'Ami Brown. And I'm not going to I like the angle that the texture's taken, because you need to find whoever it is that moves the chains for you. Security blankets come in different forms, and it could have been Christian Kirk across the middle. It could have been Evan Ingram, obviously at some time. But he needs to have that guy that says, I'm making those chains move.
Absolutely, but it comes down to Trevor's trust. The reason why we said Evan Ingram, because he had done it so many times on the big stage on Sundays or whenever. So these guys have got to develop it. Trevor Lawrence's trust to where you get in game time situations where you need 3rd and 5, 3rd and 7, they come through for. I mean, trust is not just handed to somebody. I mean, they've got to go out there and prove it. And Trevor will become more familiar with them getting those yardage, and then he'll start throwing to them more.
Right. Yeah, it's up to him to develop the relationship. We talked about it. We don't even know what a full season of Trevor and BTJ looks like. We were talking about this yesterday, Coach, that the chemistry, and you can go with Jamar and Joe. You can go with any other. There's great combinations of quarterbacks and receivers out there. Hell, even go back to Aaron Rodgers and Devontae Adams in a Packers uniform, and then look how they got it going again towards the end last year in a Jets uniform. If you can get those two guys, 7 and 16 aligned, and then everything else can feed off of that. That's a powerful combination.
Yeah, I really think that BTJ is just scratched the surface. I think he's going to be fantastic, and he's going to improve. When you say, what do you look at this year? I look at progress. I think he's going to take the next step, and then take another step, and then another step. But it has to be done, obviously.
Now, Coach, let me get the cornerback coach in you. Once you get film on a kid, like BTJ, because, BTJ came out of college, and maybe you had a little bit film on or whatever. You had to work your coverage around them on the fly, but now you got film on them.
Absolutely. It's different. You're going to look at it. You're going to say, okay, we may have to double this guy up, or we may have to do whatever. That's where Diami Brown and Hunter come in, you know. But at the same time, the really good receivers beat coverage.
Okay.
Right. Because the most amazing thing still from last year is that BTJ had the season he had as a rookie, but the next guy in the receiving room, the next guy closest to him yardage-wise was nearly 900 yards behind him. And he still got off
that.
and made
That
plays.
dovetails right into what I
Oh,
want
my
to say right here. You ready for this?
Yep.
In 22, which was the outlier, we've all agreed now, that is now an outlier, right? That's 2 years ago. 2 seasons ago. There's one guy left that caught a pass from that season. One. Guess who it is?
Yep. We talked about the draft earlier.
Yeah, we talked about it.
It's ETN.
Yeah.
Look, you ready for this?
Ingram
Kirk
is gone.
Zay Jones, Evan Ingram, Marvin Jones, Jamal Agnew, Dan Arnold, JaMychal Hasty, James Robinson, Chris Manhurst, Luke Farrell, Tim Jones. They're all gone.
Yeah.
3 Joneses are gone from 22.
That's
okay?
2 years ago, man. They're all gone.
That was just a wasted 2 years, including with a quarterback. You're right on it.
Yeah.
So when you guys laugh at me when I say they're wasting his years with Trevor, and I know, and Denny always says, quarterbacks develop when they're like 6-7 years, and that's fine. I'm okay with that.
They develop earlier.
They've wasted years from this cat. Yeah. Wasted.
Well, I agree with that.
He needs to bring it too.
You know, talking about receivers beating coverage, Randy Moss on Thanksgiving Day against my secondary had 3 touchdown passes of over 50 yards, and we triple covered him a couple times.
Ouch, man. That hurts.
Some receivers could beat coverage.
Yeah, it's the truth. And one of our texters reading the mind of what we're talking about before Evan, it was Marvin Jones. Trevor will find someone else easy, probably BTJ. And I agree, Marvin Jones was that security blanket. Christian Kirk was. Evan Ingram was. But they better find that guy, and we'll figure out who it is.
It was actually Kirk. Kirk had 54 first down catches.
Yeah, but Marvin, in that year, that when we're talking about, he came on, and heck, Trevor said it. That was that one guy that he would lean on when he needed it the most. And so you have to have chain movers. And these guys need to understand, and Liam, at the very least, started to put some of this in motion in the mini camps. Let's get into the red zone. Let's make it 3rd and 10 at the 10. Let's make it 3rd and 7 at the 7. Let's create situations. He ain't the first guy to do that. You did that. You did that. Plenty of people do it. But this team needs to understand, whoever it is, I'm going to find that first down marker, and I'm going to beat it. And we haven't had enough of that. Conservative decision-making and kind of almost by default just getting rid of the football so you have a completion, but you only moved it 3 yards and you needed 6.
Yeah.
I mean, what this team has to understand, when it matters most, everybody has to be a playmaker, all right, essentially, especially when you get down inside the 10, 5, whatever. You got to score touchdowns. Touchdowns win in the NFL, not field goals. Now, you may need a field goal every now and then, but touchdowns ultimately win games. So, I mean, everybody has to understand that you're a playmaker, offensive line, running back, quarterback, wide receivers. So it's just about making plays, man. That's what it boils down. We try to make things difficult. Just be a playmaker.
Mm-hmm.
You beat your man, we win.
Yeah.
That's just the bottom line. Do your job, beat your man, we win. Yeah. That's what it boils down to.
And there need to be more winners than losers on either side of the ball for the Jags. Here's another one with Hunter now. I'll confuse DCs on it'll confuse DCs on who to double cover, since we have 2 guys, potentially 3 with Diami, who can take the top off of defenses. And that's what you're talking about, Coach. Figuring out where to commit numbers to if you need to send extra help. Right?
Absolutely. Yeah, I really think that those 4 guys I mentioned, plus whoever else they have, I think it's a pretty good group. You know, that from what we've seen right now, watching them as much as I did in OTAs, I can't wait for training camp, because that's where you're going to really see it. But they have a group of guys that can create some issues on the other side of the ball.
Mm-hmm.
Now it's up to the quarterback to make sure he knows how to attack those issues. And when I hear you said it today, when Cohen came out and said, sometimes we have 1 play call, sometimes we have 2 play calls at the same time, sometimes we have 3 play calls at the same time.
Yeah.
Well, that's good. You got all the answers. Because somewhere along the line, if your quarterback can say, okay, they're overloaded over here,
right,
and we got to go here, you're in pretty good shape.
He has to make quick decisions.
Correct.
And basically, once the defense declares in his mind, he's got to make those decisions and make it happen.
And it's timing, and that's why they're going through all this footwork stuff with Trevor.
Yeah,
is to get him set to make those kind of plays.
There's one little piece, and I'll get RJ to look for it, but Sarah Walsh on NFL Network definitely has Jacksonville ties. She mentioned some of the subtle things that Trevor's working on, that a la the footwork and so on, that is worth listening to. We'll do that coming up. All right, real quick, Leon, on the text line, designed by Lifetime Enclosures, after 15 years, down to 25 child support payments. Good for you, big man. That was one of them. Let me see here. I got a couple more. Big Leon, I know that feeling. I didn't have alimony, but I came to an agreement with my cheating ex of 20 years recently. This agreement cost me a lot of money, but I get to keep my house and my boat. Good for you, bro. I just need to borrow some cash. Another one. My last alimony check was back in 2016. I had a large check made like in Happy Gilmore. And yes, it was epic. My best friend was there and videotaped me handing it to her. That is beautiful. All right, there's a couple more that we will get to. You guys jump in on that 641-1010. And then obviously on the Jaguar topic, we need to get to the college ball talk as well. Are the SEC universities out there dominating one sport or multiple sports? We'll get into it coming up.
1010XL celebrates blue-collar breadwinners and hard-working handymen.
I'm taking what they're giving because I'm working for a living.
Gold City Radio. 1010XL.
This is Joe Cordell of Cordell & Cordell. Serving in the military requires great sacrifices, not just for one's country, but also for one's family. Not surprisingly, divorce for soldiers is especially difficult, and it raises a number of challenges that are peculiar to military divorce, things such as deployments, relocation, retirement benefits. These issues can be complicated. So if you're a soldier facing such challenges, go to CordellCordell.com.
Jacksonville, Florida. Joseph Cordell, licensed in Missouri and Illinois. CordellCordell.com.
Where does Northeast Florida buy cars? Arlington Toyota. Mia here, and why Arlington? Selection. Arlington has over 800 new and used vehicles all in one location with everyday low prices. Plus right now, save big with zero down and just $288 per month for a pre-owned 2023 Toyota Corolla. Or how about no payments till January 2026 and 60-day exchange. Shop in person on Atlantic Boulevard, just a quarter mile east of 295, or online anytime at arlingtontoyota.com.
With the first pick in the 2025 draft, the Jacksonville Jaguars select Duck Rooter, the #1 plumbing, septic, and air conditioning contractor in Florida.
Congratulations, Duck Rooter. So tell us, how does it feel to be picked #1?
Duck Rooter is a proud partner of the Jacksonville Jaguars. When you need help with any plumbing, septic, or AC issue, just give us a call and relax. We'll send one of our first-round draft picks to tackle your problems today. DuckDuckRooter.com. That's DuckDuckRooter.com.
Are you ready to play this summer? At the First Coast YMCA, we're committed to being your home for health and wellness and a place for friendly competition with team sports for adults and for kids. Basketball, volleyball, pickleball, flag football, soccer. The Y has something for everyone at any age. Discover all the benefits of YMCA membership and find your fun this summer at the Y. Registration for team sports and summer camps is open now. Visit fcymca.org.
If you're ready to transform your yard with a fence that stands out, elevate your curb appeal with Superior Fence and Rail. Superior takes pride in offering first-class service, friendly installers, and unmatched fence products. Mention this ad and get $250 off your next project. It's time to get off the fence and call today.
When you're on the fence, about a fence, SuperiorFenceandRail.com.
Mark Watson with Hardball Creative, here to share with you an actual client review.
Dude, these shirts are sick.
Check out the shirts and other sick promo items at hardballcreative.com.
Hardball Creative. Hardball does it all.
This date in sports history is brought to you by Southeast Orthopedic Specialists.
On June 24th, 1992, Portland would become the first city outside of New York to host the NBA draft, and the Orlando Magic would select Shaquille O'Neal with the #1 pick.
Are you struggling with hair loss? At IHRS, we understand because we've been there too. We're dedicated to finding the best solution tailored just for you.
My hair looks great. It was thinning, and IHRS restored my hair.
It's now fuller, it's thicker, voluminous. It's made me feel great.
With the latest technology and FDA-approved laser therapy, PRP, and non-surgical hair addition, we offer guaranteed solutions for men and women.
With over 35 years of experience, IHRS found a hair restoration for us, and we can find one for you.
For me.
For me.
And me too.
Visit hairforme.com or call 904-777-IHRS. Get a free microscopic analysis and get to the root of your problem. This $395 analysis is yours for free. Call 904-777-4477 now.
Looking for a great place to enjoy some craft creations and soak up some scenery? Fernandina's Mocama Beer Company is a must-see and must-try. Nassau County knows it. Visitors need to find out about it. Mocama means near the big water where the sun is born. And if you visit their tap room in Fernandina Beach, you'll see how they've mastered equal parts precision and art in creating great flavors from IPAs to Pilsners, lagers, and sours, plus plenty more. Mocama.com, Mocama Beer Company. Start an adventure and find them in Fernandina.
Hey, I'm Tony from Tony D's Pizza. People ask me all day long, is it the water that makes the difference? Well, yes and no. Even water can't make a good pizza. It's the ingredients, too. The best tomatoes, the best flour, and the best cheese. Oh, and a lot of love. Tony D's New York Pizza, Bay Meadows and 295.
1010XL is presented by Farah and Farah, exclusive injury law firm of the Jacksonville Jaguars. Protecting you and your family. Call 396-5555. Jacksonville.
If you're tied up, you better stay tied up because it's cheaper to keep them.
This is XL Prime Time, brought to you by Florida Home AC. Now that's cool on 1010XL.
I had to play this song for all the fellas out there. Never been divorced and had to pay. Sometimes it is cheaper to keep them. But hey, there's no dollar.
Sometimes
amount.
peace is priceless.
I was about to say there's no dollar amount for peace of mind. I'm telling you right now, I don't regret, but I'm glad it's over.
Yep.
My chips are free.
Great songs have been great songs have been written, and Leon is here to help.
Cheaper to keep them.
He's here to help. And then one of the great songs also from Meatloaf is when he said, you know, we'll be together until the end of time, and now I'm praying for the end of time. It is just honestly one of the best songs. Do you love me? Will you love me forever? All right, here's another one. Counting them down every week. 63 more child support payments until my baby girl.
Yeah, that's different. Child support's different.
Yeah,
that's
completely taking care of the kids. Taking care of the kids. I get it. And at the very least, hey, credit any of you guys that are making sure that
Here's the thing I didn't know about child support. So I had like 2 years left on paying for my son, my last kid, whatever. So I paid a lump sum to the child support people, right? I didn't do the math. So I overpaid. So I overpaid on the child support. So I called them up and say, hey, man, I called the child support people. I said, hey, you know what? I think I sent y'all like $3,000 too much. I said, can I get that back? They said, well, I'm sorry, Mr. Sturson. No, you can't. You have to go to unclaimed property to go get it. I said, wait a minute. If I come up short, y'all come after me. But if I go over, I can't get it. That's crazy.
Yeah, that will never make sense. And they simply look at you and go, I don't know. That I don't know emoji, right? It's crazy. It really is. All right, so texter asked this question, 641-1010. Text line designed by Lifetime Enclosures with BTJ's season, the best rookie season in Jag history. And I looked at Leon, and I'm thinking to myself, Freddie's rookie season was pretty dang special.
Freddie's was pretty special. T-Brax was pretty.
Yeah, I was going to say both of those guys have to stack up, don't they?
Yeah, definitely. Yeah.
Freddie's had a more difficult position in less games, too.
He came out of the box hot.
He did.
1,223 yards, 14 touchdowns.
Yeah, and that was way before he got the moniker.
4.6 average yards per carry.
It was crazy good. And
didn't
he miss a game or two, Freddie T, his rookie year?
By the way, also had 44 catches for 421 yards and 3 tuds.
It was a unbelievable start to a professional
He only started
career.
12 games.
Yeah, I know he only started 12.
Yeah.
games.
Missed
Yeah.
one, only started 12.
And so then they say afterwards, when he started to get hurt, the Fragile Freddy, they wouldn't have him down near the goal line, all that kind of
Right,
stuff.
right.
Kind of drives you crazy when you hear those numbers.
Yeah, well, listen, here's the thing. I knew Freddie T was special when we scrimmaged our defense inside the stadium because, we was outside all the time, but we had a scrimmage inside the stadium, and we ran like a 36 zone. I remember to this day, and he bent it back, and the linebacker, the DB, and the safety had an angle, and he still outran them. And I remember me and Basley looking at each other like, we got us something there.
Listen,
we got us something special.
You saw a lot of the back of his number.
Absolutely.
I guarantee you, he's a special cat. There's no doubt.
Yeah, he just incredible dominance.
That's why I say when it comes to cats like that, got to pump the brakes a little bit because I don't think people really understand how special Freddie T was.
Oh yeah.
He had, and Freddie T played on a team that was going someplace,
right?
Playoff bound,
Sure.
winning games, 12, 14, those type of stats. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
44 catches.
Yeah.
40
and he was saying other
catches,
backs.
and he averaged 10 a catch.
It goes to what Coach just said earlier. Freddie said he knew he had a pair of hands that he could run good routes.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah, they asked him, they brought up one of the guys, I can't remember whether it was Marshall Faulk, maybe it was
He was
Marshall
great out of
Faulk.
the backfield.
And he said, well, I really like Marshall Faulk. He's a better receiver than I am. And the guys challenged Freddie. What do you mean he's a better receiver than you are? He might have had more catches, but I never saw you drop a ball. And all the time, he goes, well, I had good hands. The best thing I did was run routes. He said, I could run routes.
Here's another thing with him, too, by the way. You ready for this stat? Rushing and receiving, he accounted for 70 first downs. Ooh. 70.
That's we need chain movers, okay?
And he was what? A rookie.
Yeah.
A rookie.
Yeah. And the chain movers need to come out, okay? Because they haven't had enough of those. Too many 3-and-outs instead of first down. And those types of big playmaking abilities that one guy brings.
We had two of them at the same time, Freddie T and Maurice.
Yeah. Yeah, when MJD was added to the mix.
Absolutely.
Yeah. And you could speak to that, Coach, because you were here on the defensive side when that team was making the run to the playoffs in 06, which was also MJD's rookie year.
Yeah, yeah.
And think about what he was able to do. One of the first things he proved he could do was step in and pass pro.
Right.
So
Correct.
every 4.4 times he touched the ball, he got a first down.
Yeah.
Freddie?
Yeah.
Yeah. No, he should be in the Hall of Fame. There's no doubt in my mind.
That's his first year in the league he did that.
Yeah, and we all know that he at times wasn't necessarily the focal piece of what Steve Spurrier was doing because it was the fun and gun, and it was either Danny Wonderful or whomever back there. And Freddie, when they needed him, basically Spurrier would always say, I'm going to make sure that we throw to be able to run. And we're going to not run to throw. We're going to throw to be able to run. And he would always load up on Freddie when he needed to.
One of the things
go ahead, Coach.
No, quick. One of the things that surprised me with Freddie, he did not bring up Emmett. I don't know why, because, he brought up a bunch of other backs, probably 6 or 7 that he thought were. He looked himself like. No, as a.
Just general back.
Guy, they were talking about how, what he did when he got here.
What's even more impressive about Fred is the fact that we still had Jimmy and Keenan. We were a past team. He was a welcome addition coming out. You dropping him in the first round out of Florida. And for him to do what he did, knowing that we were a passing team, makes it even more impressive.
Yeah. And I think when we realized how great it was back then, it did run through Freddie in a lot of ways, even though you are right that they had Thunder and Lightning. But the most touchdowns that Brunel ever threw were 20. And it's because you had a reliable running game that you could constantly count on. And
Right,
this
they
team
got
needs to
inside the
get that
5.
back.
They got inside the 5. You guys weren't throwing the ball, bro.
No, we were running.
They shouldn't, and they
Lining
shouldn't.
up running, right?
Yeah, we were. And if we did throw the ball, the coach Usually heard from me and Bo.
Yeah, heck yeah.
Run the damn ball.
Inside the red zone, run the ball to win. That's it.
All right, so let's just touch on this college football college sports before we wrap things up here with our head coach, Dave Campo. The chatter coming out of the College World Series, LSU wins. They win another baseball national championship. And when you think about what the SEC has done here of late, they have won in basketball and in football, they've won in basketball and baseball while they haven't won in football, because the last two national championships in college football have gone Big Ten way. They've gone to Michigan and now to Ohio State. Isn't it crazy? Are we seeing a shift in what now? College baseball has always been a part of the SEC. College basketball has just recently become part of the SEC, the way we are now. Look at how many schools made it into the NCAA tournament. And then you have question marks at Alabama, the win streak of Georgia coming to an end, them losing to Notre Dame, and on and on and on. Are they now a football less conference?
I don't know, but I mean, what's it called in golf when you hit all the majors within a year at least?
Grand Slam.
Grand Slam, yeah.
I don't know. Y'all about due. You got baseball.
Yeah.
You got basketball. You need football. What else? We don't because that's it, right?
Aren't you
the
talking?
round robin? Is that the round robin? If y'all win
That would be
football,
pretty good.
That's the trifecta.
That'd be pretty good. That'd be a nice trifecta.
Aren't you really talking about, though, the level of competition?
Yeah.
Not necessarily that they have a national championship coming out of there, because we always felt at the University of Miami going back, we had a little bit of an advantage not being in a conference, because we had 5 or 6 really tough games, and the rest of them we were going to win. Whereas when you're in a conference, it doesn't matter whether it's Vanderbilt or whatever.
Right.
On any given day, you can get your butt beat. And when you look at the numbers of players that come out of here that go to the NFL, you got to say the SEC is still a football conference, period. I mean, it's and just the number of people in the stands.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, it's a way of life in the South.
So
sure.
you could hit on this a little bit, Matt, because Scott Strickland or any other athletics director that's out there, Jeremy Foley did this a bunch at the University of Florida. He said, I need to pay attention to the other sports. It can't just be the one dominant sport. You got to make sure you can make good hires everywhere. Well, anyway, the SEC has been dominant in a lot of different sports. So this is SEC Network put it up there after LSU won the baseball championship. The SEC has national titles 24-25. So from last year into this year in men's swimming and diving, basketball, women's gymnastics, women's tennis, softball, equestrian. They got a natty. Thank you, Georgia. Women's outdoor track and field, men's outdoor track and field, baseball, all of them in the SEC. What do you think?
Great. You haven't won the football championship since 22.
Yeah, I'm not talking about just Florida. I'm talking about
I'm
the
talking.
SEC.
I'm talking in general. You haven't won the football championship since 22. You can say all you want about all those other sports, and they're great. It's nice to get championships.
That's only 2 years, Matt.
Yeah, I know. I know that. I know that.
Yeah.
But believe me, they also know that.
Right.
And that's why Brian Kelly came out and said, I want to play the Big Ten in the regular season. That he wants to play like a game every year against them. Like, like they're talking about having that little competition. Yeah. And he said, and they asked him why, and he said, because they've won the last 2 national titles. That's why.
Yeah. There's nothing wrong with that point. That's a great point. But I'm just simply saying it's not a drought in football. I'm just simply saying
I don't know that it's a drought, but I think football runs everything. Football is everything.
Yes,
period.
yes. Yeah. Not going to dispute
So when you go on a streak, one's an anomaly, two's a trend. They've lost 2 in a row now.
Yeah. Well, and it also that we talk about whether there's more resources in other alumni-rich universities that these other ones can lean on and get money out of compared to maybe the SEC schools. I don't know if that's how true that is, but obviously the amount of money that Ohio State
There's a lot of money in the Big
Michigan.
Ten.
Oh, my gosh,
A lot of money.
Yes. And so it has buoyed a lot of those other fan bases with their dollars to get their teams back competing. But I'm only simply saying we never had a conversation where the SEC had this many good basketball programs.
That's
right. But what I'm saying is you're having that conversation now because you haven't won in football.
Yeah. No.
That's the easy excuse now is when you don't win in football and you don't dominate football.
Right.
Then it's, well, look what we've done here. Look what we've done in these Olympic sports.
Yeah. I don't even think they're trying to defend what they're not doing somewhere. They're just saying,
Oh, I think they are.
well, okay.
I think they definitely are.
Equestrian, bro.
I think they're definitely trying to say, don't look at this here. Look at this here.
Well, I think they, like I said, it hadn't been a decade.
I know this hurts you to hear this, but
Yeah.
that's kind of the reality of the situation.
Well, no, I don't think there's any panic button being hit anywhere.
Oh, there's a panic button being hit.
Oh, my gosh. There's a panic button because Kalen DeBoer replaced Nick Saban, and they're wondering if he's the right
There's
guy.
a panic button because look at their big heavyweight programs, okay?
Yeah.
They all have quarterback problems, except for LSU, which has the rest of the team problem.
Right, yeah, a defensive problem.
Right. So that's the panic button.
Mm-hmm.
Georgia's got a quarterback issue. Alabama's got a quarterback issue. But Texas has a brand new starter. Who knows what he's going to be like? We all think he's going to be a Heisman winner. We don't know.
No, we have no clue.
Right.
But I just get a kick out of it when we're like, it would be like the Big Ten before they won these last two natties had a problem.
Of course.
Okay. Because it lasted for years. That was a problem. Now, when you talk about what this school...
Now you know what they have?
Yeah.
A winning streak.
Yeah, I guess you could call it that.
This is very hard for you to take, isn't it?
No.
It is.
No.
I think it is.
I actually love it because I don't root for the entire SEC. Newsflash, okay? I'm not that guy. But all I'm seeing is a bunch of top-heavy programs that are still doing their thing.
Of course, I mean, it's still the best league in college sports. I'm not saying it's not. I'm just saying they now see a problem. Believe me, they do.
Yeah.
The coaches now see a problem.
Well, it's because they've had it their way for so long, and now dollars from boosters that used to be under the table are now out in front and more involved. And there are, like we said, there's a lot more resources you can reach out and get. And by the way, Texas and Texas A&M, they haven't won a natty, A&M forever, Texas in a while, but they have endless resources to reach in the back pockets of Big Oil.
I'll tell you what else has endless resources, and if they ever decide to actually start spending some of it, Vanderbilt has endless resources.
Yeah, are you going back?
Their fan base it's ridiculous.
You're going back to
their alums.
You're going
Vanderbilt
back to the
alums
Commodore?
have so much money,
Yeah,
but they don't spend anything.
right.
They're starting to improve their football facilities now. They're starting to allow not as elite academics into the school to play football. Okay, they're getting there. If they ever just completely just knocked down the door and said we're spending money, period, on football, and we're doing everything we can to win.
Well, it's crazy to imagine.
In this environment, it would be interesting. I'll tell you that right now.
As big as Michigan has been forever and as many things they won, they didn't want to open things up for a long time. And when they finally got Jimmy up there, they did open it up and created more resources because
Yeah, well, I mean,
they were
Vandy's
losing
not
to
alone.
Ohio State.
Vandy's not alone. Stanford. If Stanford ever really decided, you know what Stanford's endowment is?
No, you can't imagine. Northwestern,
$58 billion or something.
Yeah, there's those types of programs.
Right.
Fitzgerald had a chance and then built it a little bit, but then didn't maintain it. Coach, we maintained it. Whenever you're here, we love it.
I appreciate it.
We appreciate it for sure. Coach Campo, we will be back. We'll see you back on Friday.
Yeah, absolutely.
And then also another stream show Friday mornings, Tuesday mornings, 9:25. We always crank it up with a little Campo and Joe. We'll keep it rolling into the 3 o'clock hour.
Florida sunshine and Jack Sports Radio. Bringing the heat. Hot. Jacksonville's summer station. 1010XL. I think it's gonna be
Cannonball!
Honey, someone's in our pool.
Oh, refreshing.
John, what are you doing?
Oh, hey, Dave. Seeing as how me and the guys at Clearwater Irrigation reinstalled your sprinklers after the pool contractor ripped it out, I thought you wouldn't mind if I took a quick dip.
But in a Jaguar print Speedo?
Yeah, Dave. My bad.
Clearwater Irrigation. We can't sing a lick, but we sure are good at sprinklers.
And drainage, too.
Hey, Hickett here for my friends at Zero Res. Gang, vacuuming is not sufficient to maintain the cleanliness and lifespan of your carpet, period. Do not, let me repeat, do not leave deep cleaning to yourself, but do it yourself dirt attracting carpet soaking machines. No. Call on the cleaning freaks from Zero Res. Big summer savings. 3 rooms of carpet clean starting at $129. Take 20% off air duct cleaning as well. Call them, 904-287-5727, and ask for the 1010XL special. Zero Res, spell it forwards or backwards. It's the right way to clean.
Your AC's broke, it ain't no joke. Call Florida Home AC. Florida Home AC. Florida Home AC. Florida Home AC. FloridaHomeAC.com.
You don't think this would be a good moment to text somebody?
There's never a bad moment to share your opinion on the 1010XL text line. Designed by Lifetime Enclosures. Share your opinion
As soon as possible.
at 641-1010.
Attention skilled electricians. Are you undervalued at your current company? Time to step up to the bigger projects and better opportunities. Join the team at Miller Electric Company, a trusted name in the industry for over 96 years. At Miller, we tackle the biggest projects in the city, offering not just a job, but an experienced, top-notch pay, unbeatable benefits, and the best working environments in the business. Please join the team that values your skills and rewards your hard work. Elevate your career to new heights. Apply today at millercareers.com, an equal opportunity employer.
Are you looking for a place to outfit your truck or van? It's Catlin Truck Accessories. For 105 years and 4 generations, Catlin is the name you can count on. This is Keith Catlin, and we know trucks and vans too. From Lear toppers, ladder racks, van shelving, strobe lighting, roll and lock bed covers, and everything in between. If you want quality products and great customer service, there's only one name. It's Catlin.
Who can you count on? Count on Catlin.
For 105 years, you can count on Catlin.
Storms don't wait, so why should you? Protect your home and your wallet with Universal Roof and Contracting. Save 15% on roof replacements and repairs now through June 30th. And financing is available with payments as low as $115. Call 855-ROOF-HELP for your free inspection. Universal Roof and Contracting. Protecting your home, building your trust. License number CCC 057165, CBC 1258484.
UniversalRoof.com. Send your favorite person a sweet summer surprise today from Kuhn Flowers, creating memories for over 70 years. I'm RJ, and it's just so easy. Order online at KuhnFlowers.com, Jacksonville, and Ponte Vedra.
WJXL AM Jacksonville Beach. WJXL FM Jacksonville Beach.
Need or want cash? Beach's Jewelry and Pawn has cash available. Ready to buy guitars, surfboards, jewelry, firearms, tools, and especially gold. They need it all, selling or pawning. Get cash on the spot at Beach's Jewelry and Pawn in Jacksonville Beach.
It's Mike Dempsey, and now's the time to get your roof hurricane ready with Apex Roofing and Contracting of Jacks Beach. Look, our rainy season is no joke, and if your roof's got damage, leaks, or it's just plain worn out, don't wait. Apex is local, dependable, and will show up on time using only premium materials with ironclad warranties. No shortcuts, no stress, just quality work you can trust. Skip the storm season scramble. Reach for the peak with Apex Roofing and Contracting in Jacks Beach, or visit apexroofingfl.com.
With Lee and Kate's Glass, you're gonna see a big difference. For 100 years, service you can trust. Lee and Kate's Glass, depend on us. Glass solutions to meet your needs. Reliable quality guaranteed. Complete customer satisfaction. With Lee and Kate's Glass, you're gonna see a big difference.
David here with Royal Pest Services. It's back. Our summer Centricon Termite Special. New installs begin as low as $249. And if you have existing Centricon, but your renewal is through the roof, we can transfer you to Royal at no cost. Visit RoyalPestServices.com to schedule a free estimate.
Maxed out on credit cards, struggling with high interest debt? You could pay it all off in days with Loan Pronto's Rapid Equity Loan. Hey, it's Prosser here. Get cash out now without touching your low-rate first mortgage. No appraisals, no waiting, no BS. The Rapid Equity Loan Program at Loan Pronto is amazing. One Loan Pronto client just got $300,000 approved in under 24 hours. They paid off debt, renovated their kitchen, and cut their monthly expenses by $1,800. That's a huge turnaround. Instant approvals, low rates, no hard credit pull up front. That's Loan Pronto. Listen, your home equity is yours. Use it. Get cash to consolidate your debt down to one easy, low monthly payment. Call Loan Pronto now for a free instant appraisal for your home and see how much cash you can get today. Loan Pronto is an A+ rated by the Better Business Bureau and have nearly 2,500 5-star Google reviews. Call now and start the conversation. Go to loanpronto.com or call 999-1508. That's loanpronto.com.
I'm Max Fink with your 1010XL Southeast Orthopedic Specialist local sports update, sponsored by TopDressing.com. It's been a busy handful of weeks for incoming freshman golfer at the University of Florida, Trevor Lawrence. 2 weekends ago, he was up at Oakmont competing in his first ever U.S. Open. Then just a week later, Gaczeski won the 107th Western Junior Championship. Gaczeski's no stranger to winning on the biggest stage of junior golf, as he won the 2024 U.S. Junior Amateur Championship as well. Gaczeski posted a score of 7 under par during his 54 holes at the Harvester Club in Iowa, willing his way to another massive victory. He gets his name etched on the Milt Woodard Trophy next to other superstars such as Jim Furyk, Colin Morikawa, and Ricky Fowler. Gaczeski will be a huge addition to Gators golf this fall. It's 92 degrees at 3:01. Time and temp brought to you by Bueller Air and Plumbing. Stay cooler with Bueller.
1010XL is presented by Farah & Farah, exclusive injury law firm of the Jacksonville Jaguars. Protecting you and your family. Call 396-5555. Jacksonville. This is XL Prime Time, brought to you by Florida Home AC. Now that's cool on 1010XL.
3 o'clock hours here, XL Primetime. Joe C., Matty Hayes, Big Sirs, RJ filling in for JJ. He'll be in a little bit later on with the other shows that follow us. We appreciate you guys following us wherever we are on YouTube. You can easily go search XL Primetime. And then, of course, you can find it every day on the app, on the FM, on the AM dial, whatever it might be, and we totally appreciate it, that's for sure. You can jump in on the chat. You can hit the text line designed by Lifetime Enclosures at 641-1010. We were talking a little bit about Freddie's accomplishments, Fred Taylor, with the unbelievable season he had in 1998, and then also BTJ. And if you think about, which of these guys had the best rookie campaign, plenty of people have chimed in on the text line. BTJ's year was great, but definitely Freddie T. And when you start adding up the numbers, and like we said, playoff bound, that was also hugely important. Yeah. Keeping a streak alive of playoff seasons.
Yeah, I mean, listen, I'm not going to take anything away from what BTJ led last year, but you're talking about a team that was just terrible down the stretch. Absolutely. Mm-hmm. But he excelled. Of course, he excelled with a bad team, with a backup quarterback, but he still shined. But when it comes to Freddie T., the games that we play were meaningful. Mm-hmm. So that's what makes it even more impressive, that the games we were playing were essentially games that teams we were going to see in the playoffs. I'm talking about the Steelers. I'm talking about the Titans. I'm talking about the Ravens, those type of cats. So, the Dolphins, those type of games. So it's more impressive to be a rookie coming in from college and understanding the magnitude of these games that we're playing, and he shined anyway. Yeah. Like the Dolphins game Monday night. Come on now. First play. The game Monday night against the Dolphins, first play out the gate, 80 yards touchdown. Right. Yeah. He had about 5 people who had angles on him. They could not catch him.
Yeah, that was
just beautiful.
Come on now.
If you think about it, though, if it's BTJ and Freddie, who else is even close? Maybe Moise Jones-Drew. He didn't have 1,000 yards, but he was close. He was probably 50 yards away, right? Who else? Who else could have even offensively?
No, there haven't been that.
There haven't been any, right?
No.
Honestly, if you think about the decay of this franchise, years that they had to basically pick themselves up off the mat and try and get back, losing season after losing season. No, there haven't been.
Did Reggie Williams have a big first season?
I don't think it was his first. He had a 10-touchdown season, but it was not his first year.
It wasn't his first,
okay. And Mercedes Lewis had a double-digit touchdown year. MJD's the only other one.
Allen Robinson, he had 1,400.
A-Rob had 14, but I believe that was his second year.
Yeah, second year.
Yeah, because he had 1,400 yards and 14 touchdowns, which was just really good. But it was a lot of that, and people say this all the time, that was Blake's best year and A-Rob's best year from a stat point of view, but it was a losing record, and the boat was able to, garbage yardage late in games, and A-Rob definitely had himself a good season. But the boat's best year was when he got on a roll towards the end of the year and got him to the championship game.
Yeah.
Forget about those stats. That was an unbelievable run that they were able to get on. And he, in the postseason, did his fair share, too.
Especially in that Steelers game.
Yes. That 45-42
I didn't know who he was. I didn't know who he was.
It's still one for the ages.
Yeah.
It really
Absolutely.
is.
Absolutely.
And the boat, I still get a kick out of some of the IG posts and stuff that you see from him. And he's just chilled, laid back, and doing his thing and not doing a whole hell of a lot.
Justin Blackman had pretty good first year. Justin Blackman had a pretty good first year.
Yeah, unfortunately, that was not a harbinger of things to come.
Short-lived.
Yeah, it was, and he did. He really exploded for a couple of pretty big games. Talk about what could have been.
I know. You gotta leave that off the field stuff alone.
Oh, it just sucks so bad. All right, listen to Sarah Walsh, who has Jacksonville ties, NFL Network. She was on NFL Insiders last night, and she was talking a little bit about some of the things that Trevor Lawrence is working on, and she used the word subtle because he certainly has everything you want to see: size, speed, athleticism, arm, all that kind of stuff. But if you make these little changes that Liam Cohen is trying to get him to do, let's see if it can pay off.
He said that he's been working on a few things, some subtle things this offseason, his footwork, not major changes, and then using his eyes as a weapon against the defense, little things that he has picked up from video. Now, you just mentioned Travis Hunter, the freshly inked deal from him. He also has Brian Thomas Jr., who had an incredible rookie season last year, rewriting the Jaguars' rookie record books, and now you get the draft darling in Hunter. Lawrence says that he's already seen Travis Hunter grow tremendously during this offseason, but he said now is the time that he can get his mind right, reset a little bit because he's had so much thrown at him. And Trevor also said in the next couple of weeks he's going to be spending quite a bit of time with Hunter so that they can work on timing and then also just to be going over everything in a new system because it's not just new to Hunter, it's really new to everyone on the Jags with the new head coach, Cam.
So Sarah, just talking about it, and his eyes, I do think, are kind of a big deal. What's the tell? Is he letting a defense know? Is he basically leading a secondary player to where he's going to go next? I don't know. But those things definitely have to be dealt with.
I refuse to believe he's just now figuring out that you can manipulate the defense with your eyes. I refuse to believe it.
I don't think she's saying that, and I don't think that anyone's saying that. We're talking about getting better at what you're doing.
Getting better at doing that? Is that what you're saying?
Yeah.
I mean, that's like college 101, day one when you get on campus as a quarterback.
Do you know how many guys don't do it?
I mean, you would think if you're the first overall pick.
Okay, has he done it?
I don't know. That's the question. I don't know.
So I'm simply saying when he's responsible for that many turnovers and there's this loose radius, either accuracy or whatever, or late getting the ball out or whatever it is, all these things have to improve. You don't think what he's doing in terms of making a safety either stay here in the middle of the field or moving him over one way or another?
No, what I'm saying is if he hasn't been doing you're not understanding what I'm saying.
No, I
think if he hasn't been doing that, that's a gigantic red flag.
Right, it is. And so I'm just making the assumption that he has done it. He just hasn't honed his craft. He hasn't done it well enough.
All right.
Like, do we not all agree that he has to do everything he's doing just a little bit better?
Absolutely.
A lot better.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, I mean, Liam said it his first week. He called him to the carpet.
Yeah.
Told him his footwork's got to get better. You know? So, I mean, it's something in the film that caught the coaching staff's eye where Trevor just needs to work on stuff. And so, which is a huge indictment on the previous regime with all these flaws.
Right. And you would
wait, listen.
On him, too, though.
Yeah, his flaws are his flaws.
Right.
Not because of the coaching staff, because of him. Because he would freelance so much.
Also pretty gifted quarterback coach would have pulled some of this out of him if there were things that he needed.
Yeah, I think it's incumbent on both of them over the last couple of years for him to have gotten better at that. If that's something that Liam Cohen came in and said, you're not manipulating the defense with your eyes, and you should be, and here's how you do it. That's either they didn't force it, or Trevor just didn't do it.
Yeah, and we don't know the answer. I'm all about trying to crack the code, figuring out whatever it is to get this guy to where everything.
I think that's what Liam Cohen's all about right now, too.
And we certainly hope, and you can look around the league and like Josh Allen went through a period of time where he was, I'm just guessing, giving away a tell because he would average a turnover a game. And it would be at a very bad time. It didn't cost him every game because he was good enough to overcome it. But all these guys have certain things that defenses are going to pick up on. We always say with Coach Campo, defensive coordinators are up late at night trying to figure out what that one thing that you're not doing right that they can take advantage of.
Absolutely. And that's what Trevor's got to get better. I mean, he's got to get better. I mean, because you don't have to game plan against Trevor. You know, sort of say like Joe Burrow. You got the game plan against Joe Burrow, Josh Allen, Patrick Mahomes. I mean, because if you show them the same thing twice, they remember it, and they're going to slice you in your dice. Trevor has not built up that kind of reputation with the league because we haven't seen that much good. We haven't seen a consistent good from Trevor.
Right. And that's really what it boils down to.
Seen 7 games, man.
Mm-hmm.
Seen 7 or 8 games.
And probably in his career, yeah.
I mean, you've seen others throughout his other years where he's been like,
but stringing them
that
together.
throw, look at that game. But yeah, that's as far as stringing games together and becoming a force, a guy where you're like, all right, that dude you win because of. It's been like a half season, if that, in 2022, which now I think we've all agreed is the outlier.
Yeah,
and I don't think we're being negative. This is like it's freaking reality. It's facts. It's what it is. He's got to get better.
Yeah.
He has to get better.
If any of these other things are going to work, that has to happen first and foremost more than anything else.
Yeah, he is the key to this team. We can talk all we want about BTJ, who's just fantastic, is a top 10 receiver, I think, right now. You can talk about Travis Hunter, who's going to be your unicorn. At the end of the day, this team will win games and will move forward and will get to the playoffs if they can because of Trevor Lawrence, not because of anything else.
Yeah, and just dying to see what Liam does unlock. I think that's what most people are looking forward to seeing if they can get the meshing of the head coach and the quarterback. Because like we said, Doug Peterson unlocked a few things at the end of 2022. And you're thinking, okay, whoa.
Was it Doug Peterson? Maybe it was Cooter.
Yeah, this was it was Jim Bob Cooter, of course. But
you say that all the time, but maybe it was that.
I have no idea, but I do miss
some of these guys some of these quarterbacks get like
Cooter,
individual coaching that they really respond to.
Yeah.
And then another guy comes in and they don't respond to it.
Well, it's so funny because and there's a texter bringing up Jim Bob Cooter. It's the truth, man. It's the truth. But the whole idea is that there were so many good offensive minds around Trevor that you thought, hey, one of his sounding boards was Mike McCoy, and he was on XL Primetime telling us how everything was going great. And this, of course, was after that glorious little run. And then you had Doug, which we thought coming in from Marrone to Peterson, 2 different Dougs. We thought this Doug's really going to get him going offensively because of what he did up in Philadelphia. Didn't happen. Didn't happen over time.
There's one interesting conversation I wish I could have listened to, and Doug Peterson talking to Liam Cohen about Trevor, because coaches they're a fraternity.
Yeah.
Getting fired or not, they talk, and they won't let you know on the record that they've had the conversations. But I'll
flying the wall there, boy.
I'll be very interested to hear what Doug Peterson had to say to Liam Cohen about Trevor Lawrence.
Yeah.
Because they had the conversation. I don't care. I'm speculating, but I'm sure just like players we talk, coaches talk too.
Yeah. Oh, I don't doubt it. And
the real Trevor was said in those conversations over the phone or whatever. I'm just saying.
You've got this intriguing look on your face.
I'm just saying, man. I'm just saying. I'm sure Liam said, "Hey, Doug, what's the real on this kid? What's the real?"
Yeah.
And Doug probably flatlined him. I'm just saying. He spent the last he spent the last 3 years with Trevor.
Yeah.
So he's got the info on him.
Yeah. Well, here's the thing, and I fight this because I don't doubt for a moment that Doug Peterson wanted to get a little more out of Trevor. I don't doubt that at all.
Yes.
Let's make this the 10-10 take, RJ, and we'll wrap up this combo.
Now, Josie's 10-10 take. Slow smoked and served up by Sonny's Barbecue. Local pit masters since 68.
Sonny's Barbecue, that menu set up beautifully for you where you can enjoy anything, whatever mood you're in, whatever hunger you come in with. They can take care of it. Serve fast after smoking it hot. Make sure you check out some delicious Sonny's Barbecue. So I'm sure Doug Peterson, who's considered the, quote, player's coach, said, I'm going to give you all the tools. I'm going to arm you with everything you need to be successful. And I'm going to push you whenever I think I need to or I can. But there were times it appeared that Doug Peterson said, hey, I've given them everything. Now it's up to them. You've been through this in locker rooms before where you've been challenged. You have everything you need. You have got to be successful based on what you do, what work you put in. And I don't know whether Doug looked at Trevor and said, Trevor's not doing the work, because I don't know that at all. 100%, I don't know it. But I feel like Doug failed Trev and Trev failed Doug, because Doug didn't work his ass off nearly as hard as he should have. At least it doesn't appear to be when you look back that he didn't push them the way he could have or should have. And so those are the secrets that I don't know that we'll ever unlock. But there was definitely something that should have happened that didn't happen between those two guys.
Well, listen, in the words of TC, when we pay you, you can't play average.
It's the truth. It's the truth. and you were getting paid handsomely.
Yes.
Yes. And I know exactly what you're talking about. So that has to happen. And we'll see, especially if it is the offseason, the 5 weeks between now and then, work is being put in to make sure that they come out ready to roll. All right, we'll get a couple more from you guys off the text line, designed by Lifetime Enclosures, and in the YouTube chat. I got to bring up another quarterback and another coach, and this is in college football, so we will do it coming up on XL Primetime.
Close your eyes and tap your heels together 3 times and think to yourself, there's no place like home. There's no place like home.
1010XL.
But some people without brains do an awful lot of talking.
Hey, John, have you seen the exciting 2025 lineup at Randy Marion Cadillac?
They've got the Lyric, IQ, Optique, and the stunning Vistique. It's a Cadillac lover's dream.
And the best part, over 100 new Cadillacs are in stock and ready for you to drive home today.
Plus, it's the perfect time to trade in your Tesla and experience luxury and performance like never before.
Visit us today at Randy Marion Cadillac on Southside Boulevard in Jacksonville.
Don't miss out on these incredible vehicles. Your new Cadillac awaits.
Tell them Jennifer sent ya.
Hey, it's Matt Hayes. The 4th is around the corner. I know what you're thinking. I can't start a Wake 180 weight loss because I want to eat on that long 4th of July weekend. Well, guess what? You can eat hamburgers on a Wake 180 weight loss. You can eat chicken, steak, or pork. You can even have lobster because you're eating real food and losing weight. More important, it's fast, easy, and safe. No chemical shots, no counting calories or points, or any other fad diet. I can't stress this enough. You eat real food every single day. You know what else you're doing while losing weight on a Wake 180? Eliminating pain, fitting into clothes you haven't worn in years, sleeping through the night, and waking up refreshed and energized and happy. I lost 40 pounds in 9 weeks on a Wake 180. Hacker lost more than 110. You can lose whatever you want on a Wake 180 because they'll get you there quickly and safely by eating real food. A Wake 180 weight loss is the clear path to success without disappointment. Give them a call, 844-346-1800. Or go online at awaken180weightloss.com.
My son had a meniscus surgery a couple years ago. When it's smooth as silk, Dr. Kevin Murphy did it. Was playing tennis in 2 weeks. This is Patrick Malarkey, and I highly recommend
Southeast Orthopedic Specialists.
David Garrard here. I've had the PRP treatment from Southeast Orthopedic Specialists, and my knees are really doing well. Platelet-rich plasma treatment may be the answer for whatever is hurting you.
Southeast Orthopedic Specialists.
And welcome back to another episode of Potty Talk with our current champion. So what's your secret to your perfect plumbing proficiency?
It's simple, really. Roland Reach Plumbing is always the right answer.
Roland Reach Plumbing, 260-7059.
Hello, I'm Joe Cordell, founder of Cordell & Cordell. Divorce is complicated, especially when your small business or professional practice is involved. At Cordell & Cordell, we understand that these assets raise unique valuation and allocation issues. For 35 years, we've helped doctors, lawyers, and small business owners navigate divorce with confidence. Call us at Cordell & Cordell. Let me tell you, I understand on a personal level, your business is much more than a job. It's your legacy.
Jacksonville, Florida. Joseph Cordell, licensed in Missouri and Illinois. CordellCordell.com.
Spend an evening with heart. 1 night, 2 sets. A journey through the hits and timeless classics. This Tuesday night, St. Augustine Amphitheater. Tickets on sale now at AXS.com. Don't miss an evening with heart live.
Discuss the beautiful game. The Coaches Show presented by Sporting Jacks. Cole Pepper, Sporting Jacks head of soccer Mark Warburton, and Sporting Jacks women's coach Stacey Baylor. Get an hour of soccer talk Tuesday evenings at 6 on 1010 a.m.
At Cannons of Jacksonville, they know that when you're towing anything, you gotta have products you can rely on. With over 50 years of fabrication expertise, the family at Cannons can repair or install precisely what you need to tow with confidence. Whether it's a heavy-duty hitch, trailer frame, gooseneck, tow bar, or any other towing accessory, Cannons will provide you with unmatched precision and durability. For all your towing needs, visit cannonsofjacks.com, where quality and customer satisfaction collide.
It's summer. Time to enjoy long days, lazy nights, and great food. Because Uber Eats has deals all summer long. So, when hunger strikes, don't sweat it. Delicious deals are just a tap away on Uber Eats. Enjoy all your favorite grocery items delivered straight to you. Get ice cream, soda, and snacks from your favorite stores like Wegmans and CVS and make the most of every moment. Now that sounds like a good summer. Order now on Uber Eats. Terms apply. Product availability varies by region. See app for details.
From humble origins on Beach Boulevard to the grandeur of the old homestead, Taco Lou has bucked the odds, selling cheap tacos and even cheaper beers since 2008. I'll be the first to lament that nothing is cheap anymore, but much has not changed in 17 years. Bangin' Shrimp still rocks, margaritas flow day and night, and we love to see old friends and make new friends every day. You can still spin the wheel or sit outside on the patio in the sun with friends and family. It's been a ton of fun, and we have you, Jacksonville, to thank for 17 years. Taco Lou in Jacksonville Beach.
Baseball is back. Jumbo Shrimp Baseball at the newly renovated VyStar Ballpark is your home for affordable family fun. Tickets start at just $5. Fireworks after every Friday home game and kids round the bases after Sunday games. Log on to jumboshrimp.com for tickets and details. Jumbo Shrimp Baseball. Affordable family fun.
If your ride is making strange noises, don't wait and make it worse. Come to Action Transmission on Merrill Road. My expert technicians can diagnose the problem and likely fix it fast. Experience the difference at Action Transmission on Merrill Road.
1010XL is presented by Farah & Farah, exclusive injury law firm of the Jacksonville Jaguars. Protecting you and your family. Call 396-5555. Jacksonville. This is XL Prime Time, brought to you by Florida Home AC. Now that's cool on 1010XL.
23 minutes after the 3 o'clock hour, XL Prime Time, hanging out, talking ball, talking about your Jacksonville Jaguars and what to look forward to. The combo of Brian Thomas Jr., Travis Hunter. What will it add up to? We did a bunch on Campo and Joe with our stream show earlier today, so go look for that on our social channels. And then, of course, right here, XL Primetime, you go back and pick up anything we had earlier in our show just by catching the whole show, including Coach Campo earlier today. So I couldn't help but bring this up. We were talking Doug and Trevor, what Liam might be able to do with Trevor. So coach and quarterback, and this one is from the college ranks, and it's the head ball coach chiming in on Arch Manning. Now, Steve-O, or SOS, Stephen Orsbury, we got so many names for him. He was on another duly noted podcast with our buddy Pat Dooley. Mm-hmm. We have to fire up a call to Pat and get him to kind of give us a little bit of a feel for how this came out. But anyway, he was basically telling Pat that you should pump the brakes on the Arch Manning hype train. And here's his quote. Most people are picking Texas to win the SEC in football. They've got Arch Manning already winning the Heisman too. My question is, if he was this good, how come they let Quinn Ewers play all the time last year? He was a 7th-round pick. And so that was the nice little gig right there at the end. It's one thing to say, hey, Quinn Ewers was playing his fanny off. He had won the job. But then when he put in there, he's a 7th-round pick. Oh, just
that's beautiful. A shot fired, brother. He's basically telling Arch he couldn't beat out a 7th-round pick.
That's basically what he's saying. I love it.
It's not basically. That is what he's saying.
That is what he's saying.
Basically, it is the exact same thing. Exactly. And so he waits to the end to fire that off, which is just beautiful.
Well, he's right.
Yeah. And look, I asked the question 1,000 times. If Arch Manning is another one of the great Mannings, how in the world has he not been able to sit down Quinn Ewers? And they went through 2 springs of competition. Once as a freshman, which is fine. The other guy beats him out. Mm-hmm. Seasoned guy, all that type of stuff. Then they win some stuff. They accomplish some things. And then Quinn still kept the job for another 13, 14, 15 years.
Well, listen, we saw him in one meaningful game. Did he play against Georgia?
He came in and
game and got dismantled.
Man. It was
got dismantled.
Yeah, the offense could do zip.
He did play well on the road against Texas A&M. Mm-hmm. There's no doubt he did. He came here for a couple series. One of them was a big goal line series. Played well against Mississippi State. Played well against Louisiana.
And so
those 2 starts.
My answer back to that is big.
No, I agree with you. Yeah, I'm not disagreeing at all. I am Mark.
Yeah.
I am with you 100% that we have no idea what it's going to be when it's the third quarter and they're down 7 on the road in the league, or fourth quarter, whatever, second half. It's different then. It's completely different. I agree with you.
Mm-hmm.
We have no idea what it's going to look like in the Red River rivalry when it's 105, 107,000 people in that place, and it's a big time game.
And they've got a lot of firepower on both sides of the ball. Longhorns.
And here's listen, I understand the hype chain. I understand the hype train because of the last name, but I would be more excited about Lagway and the way he played down the stretch than the Arch Manning.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, Lagway, Ole Miss, LSU. I mean, he played in meaningful games, and he shined, and in the postseason as well. So I mean, the fact that people got him crowned as the Heisman Trophy favorite, that doesn't make any sense to me, based upon what 2 or 3 meaningful. Mississippi State. Come on now,
right?
I would definitely say that if you're a Florida fan, you should be really pumped about the idea of DJ Lagway. If he's healthy, completely healthy, that dude did some different things last year.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
I mean, the way he threw the ball, different arm angles, the way he got out of tight situations with the quick flick of the wrist, that dude's different. So yeah, I would agree with Lee on that. Like they should be very confident, all things being equal, going into that game against Texas.
Yes.
Now I don't know. Again, I don't know what's going to happen with Peyton. I mean, not Peyton, with Arch. Who knows? Arch may end up being a great player, but to Spurrier's point, and he makes a very competent point. Mm-hmm. If Arch was a very good player to great player to a Heisman guy that everybody's talking about now, he would have played last year.
He's a 7th round pick.
He would have played last year.
Mm-hmm.
Didn't beat him out.
I mean, didn't Caleb Williams at Oklahoma? Didn't he beat out Spencer Rattler?
He did.
Yes.
Who was the projected number 1 overall pick that year?
I thought so. He was a projected number 1 pick overall.
That year.
Yeah, that year. And Caleb Williams was so good on that team where they had to sit him down.
Yeah, and one of the Heisman favorites coming into the year. And then Spencer just started to struggle.
And then just went off, too, when he replaced him.
And when Caleb got in, and Lincoln Riley knew when to basically
I thought that's what 5 stars are supposed to do.
Yeah.
They're supposed to sit down guys that in front of them. I mean, that just came to my head. I remember Caleb Williams because I remember Spencer Rattler, Oklahoma, projected first round pick, all that kind of stuff. Yeah. Caleb comes and sits them down, and they don't miss a heartbeat.
And just as far as what the next level represents, one guy went number 1 overall, and the other guy, did he get drafted? I know he's on.
I think he went the 4th round.
Saints.
Went the 4th,
I thought was it that?
Yeah, 4th round.
He was drafted.
4th round. Yeah.
But anyway,
he's probably going to be the Saints quarterback this year.
Yeah, who knows? He's an up-down guy. There's no doubt about that. All right, RJ, fire up the ukulele. Let's stay in the college world.
Perfecto!
Just sit back, fire up if you want, smoke them if you got them. Delicious Pacifico, a Mexican lager found in Baja, imported by surfers for those who live life. Anchors up, you can enjoy a delicious Pacifico. All right, so at the risk of bringing up the same topic I brought up earlier, the fact that football, basketball, and baseball, great achievements from Southeastern Conference teams across the board, I need, and we'll just see how deep you guys can go, but the top 4 universities that have won the most natties this century in all 3 of those sports: football, basketball, and baseball.
Top 4.
The top 4 that have won the most
this century
in hoop, hardball, football.
All right, well, Alabama's got to be 1 because they've won 8, I think, national titles in football, right? 9?
9.
I said this century. I don't know if they've won 9 this century, but that's key.
From this century being the 2000s is what you're saying.
2001, 21st century.
Okay. So Alabama's got to be way up there. That's number 1. Florida's won 4. 2 football, 1 basketball. No, 3 basketball. So they've won 3, 5, 6. Florida's at 6 total.
Top 4.
Top 4.
And then we'll see how far you can go after that.
Baseball and basketball, right?
Football, basketball, baseball.
LSU's got to be up there because they've won 3 football. I think maybe 3 baseball. None basketball. That's my 3. You got a fourth for me, Leon? Let's go. Hang on, Joe. Don't buzz us out yet. It's not USC.
Well, I'll just let you all know that the top 4 that you didn't have the number right, but you certainly did. Down
Georgia,
the right road.
maybe? Georgia,
like a hound dog.
Georgia won the baseball championship, I think, didn't they? No, that was in the 90s. I'm going to say Georgia.
All right, you're saying Georgia?
Yeah. Those are the 4. Those are my 4. I know one.
All right, so like I said, the hound went down the right road. Alabama with 6, okay? Not 8 or 9 or anything like that.
Wait, 1, 2,
6.
3, 4.
6.
Is that right?
Yeah.
9, 11, 12, 15.
Then they flip-flop with
17.
And
20. 6, yeah, 6. Okay. I don't know why I said 8. All right, yeah, 6.
6.
All right.
Florida with 6. 2 football, 3 basketball, 1 baseball.
And LSU had 6, right?
LSU has 6 now that they've won their 3rd in this century. The 4th.
They had all 3 of those except for the number with Alabama.
Yeah, that's what I said. You definitely were on it. That's why I set up the question. This is in your wheelhouse. You should be able to get these.
I said Georgia, but I don't think it's it. Maybe Clemson? I don't know. Who is it?
UConn.
All
5
right,
are in basketball. 5
Never would have got that.
natties in basketball. Alabama, Florida, LSU divvying them up. Florida is the only one that's tied at the top with a baseball championship and a basketball one, whereas LSU does not have that. Then after UConn, you've got 4 schools that have 3 natties this century.
Florida's the only one with a natty in each sport, right?
Yep.
Yeah.
Only one with one in every one of them. So anyway, I'll finish it out. That
never would have guessed UConn.
Yeah, UConn has 5. And
you don't even think UConn with football. Your initial thought with all these is football.
Exactly. And then the next 4 all have 3 apiece, and one has them all in football, and that's Ohio State. Leon.
Yeah.
If you
2 technically. Go ahead.
If you want to count that one. The other one has 3 in baseball alone. That's it.
3
Oregon
in baseball. State, right.
The Beavs. The other one has 3
That's really
in basketball alone. Duke. And then the last one that has 3 in basketball. Tar Heels.
Tar Heels, yeah.
So there you go. There you go. Pretty good stuff, though, spread across the board with the Perfecto from Pacifico. It is XL Primetime.
Perfect passes.
Great pass.
Thrilling moments.
Did that just happen?
Winning plays. Your radio home for play-by-play. 1010XL.
Hayes Carline here. If you're shopping for a new ride, you've got to check out Atlantic Infinity. Not only do you get a luxury vehicle, you also get the Atlantic Infinity Promise Free with every new car. That's almost $2,500 in added value just for buying smarter. And you don't have to sweat it out on the lot. Shop in their indoor, climate-controlled showrooms. It's cool, comfortable, hassle-free. They're on Atlantic near St. John's Bluff, or browse anytime at AtlanticInfinity.com.
I'm Chris Campione. Auto accidents can leave you feeling lost and overwhelmed. But at Campione Law, we're here to guide you with a personal touch through every step of the process. We don't get paid unless you get paid. CampioneLaw.com.
Count on Campione. Campione Law.
The 2025 season schedule has dropped, and single-game tickets are on sale now. Be at the bank to watch Travis Hunter, Trevor Lawrence, and the Jaguars take on the biggest names in the NFL. Don't miss your favorite matchup and secure your tickets now by visiting Jaguars.com/tickets or call 904-633-2000. See you this fall, Jags fans.
Yes, sir. That's the best decision.
We tired
Tired of high energy bills? Replace those inefficient windows and patio doors now. Don't miss Renewal by Anderson's 30th anniversary sale. Buy one window or patio door and get one 30% off. Financing options are available and this offer expires June 30th. Renewal by Anderson, proud partner of the Florida Gators. Visit bestwindowsflorida.com to schedule your free consultation.
License number CGC 1527613.
Are you ready to play this summer? At the First Coast YMCA, we're committed to being your home for health and wellness and a place for friendly competition with team sports for adults and for kids. Basketball, volleyball, pickleball, flag football, soccer. The Y has something for everyone at any age. Discover all the benefits of YMCA membership and find your fun this summer at the Y. Registration for team sports and summer camps is open now. Visit fcymca.org.
This Day in Sports History is brought to you by Southeast Orthopedic Specialists.
On June 24th, 1992, Portland would become the first city outside of New York to host the NBA draft, and the Orlando Magic would select Shaquille O'Neal with the #1 pick.
Have you got concrete or asphalt rubble piling up? Arcosa Crushed Concrete will pay you for it and recycle it. They're just minutes from Everbank Stadium on Talleyrand. Call Arcosa Crushed Concrete and get paid for what you don't need. ArcosaCrushedConcrete.com.
Hey, Hicken here for my friends at Zero Res. They want to help you clean your home or business. Big summer savings with 3 rooms clean starting at $129 and 20% off your air duct cleaning. Call them 904-287-5727 and ask for the 1010 XL special.
Right now, they're on their way to disrupt your life, make you uncomfortable, and rob you. Don't bother calling the police. They can't help. That's right. Summer heat and humidity are about to attack North Florida again. You know what to do. Call Mike Merritt. Mike Merritt's Heating and Air has a license to chill. When heat and humidity are attacking you, Mike Merritt provides a comfortable chill at a bargain price. Mike has been keeping North Florida comfortable for 30 years. Mike Merritt technicians are never paid commissions, meaning you'll never be pressured to buy something you don't need. And Mike Merritt knows cooling issues can arise anytime. They don't just happen during business hours. So Mike Merritt never charges overtime fees. When you need us, we're here for you. Remember, in the fight against heat and humidity, Mike Merritt has a license to chill. Visit merrittair.com. Florida license number CACO 50384.
When the heat is on and we really need to show that we really care, do it with a full arrangement from Kuhn Flowers. This is ET, and let's make their day better than yesterday. Online at kuhnflowers.com since 1947.
June is Men's Health Month, and here's your reminder to be proactive and get screened for early detection at Ackerman Cancer Center. Many cancer instances are largely preventable and treatable. So take steps now to minimize your risk factors at ackermancancercenter.com.
For lost or broken keys or nearly any make and model of vehicle, call 722-1111 for
Instant Keys. You don't have to go to the dealer. Instant Keys comes to you.
Have you been diagnosed with moderate to severe opioid use disorder? You may qualify for a new clinical research study. Dr. Ferdinand Formoso is now enrolling participants to evaluate the effectiveness of a non-opioid medication treatment option for OUD. Qualified participants will receive study-related care at no cost and may be eligible for reimbursement of travel and accommodations. To qualify, applicants must be 18 to 65 years old, have been diagnosed with moderate to severe opioid use disorder, and have not been on medication to treat opioid use in the last 3 months. The study lasts up to 22 weeks, with weekly visits during treatment. If you're ready to explore a new path forward, visit OUDstudy.com for more details and qualifications. Take the first steps and visit OUDstudy.com. That's OUDstudy.com. OUDstudy.com.
1010XL is presented by Farah & Farah, exclusive injury law firm of the Jacksonville Jaguars. Protecting you and your family. Call 396-5555, Jacksonville. Now, the cool down from the cool guys at Donovan Air Electric and Plumbing. Fast, reliable, and honest service since '87.
All right, my takeaway is that I know sometimes I jokingly say get a prenup on this show sometimes, but I'm open and honest about it. I'm speaking on experience. Just speaking on this spirit.
Of course.
Because I just
public
don't want,
service announcement.
Exactly. Public service. No, I just don't want any kid to have to, listen, if you haven't read the book before down there in my alignment store, it's in there. Just don't want them to have to go listen.
Especially if you're a kid that just signed it.
Exactly. I'm not pinpointing anybody. I treat marriage has got to be a business decision. I treat marriage like a poker table. How many chips are you bringing? And if you're bringing the most chips, you got to protect them. Because love, it wears off quick. It's business. Unless you find the right one, then love is eternal.
What are you trying to say? You got to fold a lot of hands?
Listen, I was at bat. I'm 0 for 2. I was 0 for 2 at bat. That's not a good percentage. That's all I'm saying.
No.
Joe, he's saying you got to fold a few hands every once in a while.
And honestly, the great Bob Seger song is "The Cars Never Let You Down." When don't play the game too long.
There you go.
They'll never let you down.
They'll let you down.
My takeaway is 5 natties from UConn. I can't get over that. I just cannot get over that.
It's some of the other ones
that I in 100 years I wouldn't have guessed that.
Well, you figure they obviously what Dan Hurley did was great, but UConn's been great.
Yeah,
and they've gone through. It's funny. LSU has
Kemba
3
and Shabazz, and then the very first one with the first one that what's his face won that
Jimmy
Jim Calhoun won. Yeah,
Jimmy Calhoun was a great coach. Great coach, maybe a little obstinate and crazy at times and demanding, but he was a great coach. And then Kevin Ollie they just got hot. Kimball Walker and company, and Ollie gets credit. It's not like he doesn't deserve the credit because they did win. Anyway, they won 2 in the early part of this century, and then back to back.
2010s, yeah.
And so then I mentioned the guys that have won, the schools that have won 3, and North Carolina all 3 in hoop, Duke all 3 in hoop. Oregon State, all 3 in baseball. Ohio State, all 3 in football. Which is this kind of goes to what I was trying to discuss earlier. The fact that the SEC has now spread it to where Florida's the only one with natties in all 3 of those: basketball, baseball, and football. Whereas most of them are lopsided in one department. 2 national titles in the 21st century: Clemson, Georgia. They each have 2 football titles. South Carolina has 2 baseball titles.
Yeah.
Texas has a couple of baseball titles. Is that right? Yeah.
Do they?
Yeah. Vandy has a couple of baseball titles.
That's right.
Villanova has a couple of basketball titles. Miami has 1 apiece.
Does Mississippi State have 2
in the 21st century? Not in the 21st century.
Maybe just 1.
Miami's got a football natty and a baseball natty. USC has 2 football natties. Let's see here. Virginia, baseball and basketball.
Oh, right. That's right. With
Kansas, 2 basketball titles. And then you get down to the ones, and there's a bunch of them.
There's a ton.
A ton of them that have just broken it all up between, like we said, all those sports. So right now you're looking at I do believe there's something to be said for spreading the talent across. When you have good programs across the board, your seasons never end if you're a fan of one school.
So, Matt, July 1st, when they start pay for play, but we're essentially the 3 big dogs, the 3-headed monsters is football, basketball, and baseball. What percentile do you think that money is going to be allocated?
Well, I mean, I think it's kind of a given that 75% of it's going to football.
Okay.
And then 15 is going to men's basketball. And then 5's going to women's basketball, and the other 5's going to the other sports. That's pretty much what everybody's looking at. There might be schools that do it differently. There are schools that are basketball schools, like the entire Big East, like UConn, that if they wanted to, they're part of that. You can spend $20 to $23 million, whatever the cap ends up at. They're still figuring out where the cap's going to end up. UConn could literally just spend, 75% on men's basketball, 20% on women's basketball, and 5% on everything else.
Yeah, because they will have money they will put in football, but how much?
UConn, Villanova, Creighton. If they have that type of money, they absolutely can basically buy a championship.
It just
no
depends
doubt about
on
it.
it just depends on how much. And just because you get the best players by buying them doesn't mean you're going to get the natty.
It doesn't, but it sure as hell gives you a big advantage.
Sure.
Well, I mean, what about a school like North Carolina? I mean, that's trying to emerge as football.
Right, they're going to split up their money.
So
I mean, they're definitely going 75% football.
Okay.
They're going to split up their money.
It's going to be consistent 75 football.
Oh, everyone realizes that football drives the engine. So they all want football to be very successful, uber successful as possible. So they're all going 75% with that. Duke will go 75% with football.
And you want to know why? One of the main reasons, because they do need to elevate that program, because that elevates everything else. That brings in more money. And then they'll get the money, the bag man.
Right. The private NIL is also still out there. That's what everybody keeps forgetting about.
Yeah.
They're still diehard.
The private NIL will cover a lot of the stuff that you lose from whatever percentage you go to. Where, like, if you're worried that Florida's baseball program's not going to be enough, there's private NIL out there.
And there's enough of them that still love that school and that sport that will pay for it. Duke basketball is still going to run the show, but the dollars need to be there through football.
Yeah,
that's why Manny gets some of that.
You will have
gets a lot of that
specific
money.
donors who give money because that's their sport. Like like you said, I mean, a perfect example is Gary Condren of Florida. He built the stadium, the baseball stadium.
Yeah, he loves it.
He's a former baseball player of Florida, so he's.
And so if you know where the heart and soul sport wise of your school is, you will get the boosters to give you those dollars.
Yeah.
All right, real quick, just to go back off the text line, we were talking about Trevor earlier, and I appreciate Charles saying this. He goes, I myself don't think you're being overly critical. It's just probably the occasional listener that hears part of a seg believes 1010's host hate Trevor and get all excited on social. He says, you guys need to keep us informed like the truth tellers you are. Thanks for fun radio. And that's it, okay? We're not
right. And the next text will say, "You guys love Trevor."
Guys, you kiss his rear end too much, and this and that, and he's overhyped, and on and on and on. And all
that's the nature of the city right now, Joe.
Yeah. No,
that's where everyone is on Trevor Lawrence.
It's hot and cold.
Yeah, you are either way up on him or way down on him.
Yeah, it's a hot and cold. Because here's another one: the overhyped Trevor, Beck, Manning, Sanders, and about every other quarterback. Judge him after 5 years in the NFL. And this is year 5 for Trev, and he needs to have already had more than one special run. He didn't, but he needs to have had it. And so now this is a major growth season, stepping stone, build into something type of what is my career going to look like?
Imagine if they didn't have the end of that run in 2022, Leon.
Yeah.
Now imagine what people would be thinking about him.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, you want to leave a legacy. I mean, players, they act like they don't, but they care. You know, you want to be. When you leave here, you care that the fans know that you gave it your all. You play at your highest level. You won some games. You had opportunities, to win championships. I mean, that was my motivation while I played. How I would be remembered here in Jacksonville.
Yeah.
And we made runs. We made great runs. So if any players, if there's any player over there in that locker room that is saying they don't care anything about their legacy, they're lying. But they got to act like it. And how you act like it is by winning freaking football games.
Yeah. You start winning more than you lose, and everyone's opinion changes. That's for sure. Speaking of change, here it comes.
Now, the 2-minute drill. Serviced by Cool Cats Heating and Cooling. Locally owned and operated. We're your neighbors. CoolCatsJacks.com.
The coolest cats in town.
Shift change. All right, we're punching out. You guys are punching in. You guys got to drive the truck from here on out.
Leon, can I tell you what made me happy? Can I tell you what made me happy? Can I tell you? I just walked behind Joe Coward's computer, and I know Joe's getting old. Because that font is so big.
Giant.
You couldn't see that. A billboard.
It's a billboard. It's literally a billboard.
So you're old and blind.
I
love that. I mean, have you seen this?
Yes.
This is not.
Yes, I have.
There's like.
This is not as big as
it's a billboard. Look at that.
There's like 4 words on the screen.
It's like 30 fonts.
He's got to keep turning it just to read it, doesn't he?
Well, I'm going to be joining y'all with
old guy.
Specs.
He's an old guy.
You guys all have specs. I'm going to be joining y'all with that pretty soon.
I do. How we doing?
Sure. Good.
All right, I'm good. We are doing our AFC South preview all week long.
Yeah.
Matt Taylor, the play-by-play voice of the Indianapolis Colts, joins me today. Tomorrow, both Taylor Zarzer and Mark Vandermeer join us.
Right.
And I'm looking forward to it. We're talking a little ball.
Yeah, listen, everyone's got it up for grabs right now in the AFC South.
Who's the quarterback? Who's the quarterback with the Colts? Who wins the job?
Danny
Jones.
He is, isn't he? He's going to win the job. Daniel Jones can be the quarterback.
As long as he's hurt, he's opened the door. He's opened the pathway for him.
Yeah, he's going to be. I mean, he is, isn't he?
He suddenly he either saw a healer or he healed himself because he went from I'm getting a second opinion to I am 100% ready to go.
Right. So
once they started talking
so
about
we'll do that today. Hacker Nation stops by. We'll have some fun. We always have fun when Hack comes by. So a little football, a little hack, and a whole lot more all coming up.
All right, buddy. Sounds good.
Thanks, boys.
Francis Show coming up here in just a second. The thing I'm most excited about is that we do have a guy that may have a pipeline to Jim Bob Cooter. Okay.
Really?
Yes. He says that, he goes, this is not a lie. When my brother went to Tennessee to play football as a freshman, he was assigned to a dorm, and his roommate
Cooter
was Jim.
Not Jim Bob.
When he called home and told my mom laughed for weeks. And then he started giving me at least a few details. He said his brother's named Jack Daniels Scooter. And we'll find
It's
out.
not.
We'll
No,
find
I don't
out.
believe that. I just do not believe that.
I'm going to do a Wikipedia on this man and find out. All right, we are done. Got the Francis Show coming up next. Thanks to all of y'all. Missed any of the show? Just go back and watch it on YouTube, XL Prime Time. Thanks to Big Sirs, Maddie, Joe C, and RJ. You got the Francis Show coming up.